Hey guys, what's up? It's John, and in this video I want to talk about my top 10 cartoons from the 80s and 90s that you can stream today. What's not included in my list are series that you have to purchase individual episodes for. So that eliminates, unfortunately, two that would have made my list. They are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s, the first series, the original series. I love that show. Great, obviously, toy line by Playmates. Playmates is still making Turtles figures even today, which is great. It's been around forever. It's like the longevity of Turtles is like the Simpsons. It never dies. But the original series, it's a travesty that it's not available to stream anywhere on Netflix or anything like that. It is technically owned by Nickelodeon today, and Nickelodeon is owned by Paramount. Paramount is about to launch their new streaming service in March. They're going to be releasing like tens of thousands of hours worth of new shows, and hopefully Turtles, the original series, is on there. Currently on CBS All Access, they do have a later version of the series that came out in the 2000s, and not as good as the original one. So unfortunately, I'm hoping that maybe when Paramount Plus comes out, it will be on that. It's not. It would have been my list, but unfortunately didn't, because you can purchase them on Amazon and on iPhone, iTunes and all that, but you have to pay $2 an episode. So next one also that should have been on my list, that's not, and because you have to buy per episode, is the Real Ghostbusters. And I'm wearing this shirt, like the cooler shirt, an ode to this great, fantastic series. And this show was available on Netflix for a while to stream. Unfortunately, I think several years back, it got removed there for some reason. You know how Netflix is, all these series, these programs, add stuff and delete stuff, whatever. So you can purchase them at a la mode per episode for $2 an episode on Amazon Prime, for example. But I do have the box set for both Turtles, the original series, and the Real Ghostbusters, and that's really the best way to watch these now. Definitely more cost effective than buying them per episode, because you're talking about hundreds of episodes. You're going to be spending a couple $100 for the whole series. So definitely get the DVD set for now. Number 10 on my list is a show that came out in the mid-80s. It's called M.A.S.K, M.A.S.K Crusaders. It's Mobile Armed Strike Command with a K. That's what it's an acronym for that. It came out, there were 75 episodes total, 85 through 86 were the years that came out. The best way to describe the series is it's Transformers meets G.I. Joe. And it's a really great series. Kenner had a really cool toy line. They had little minifigures and trucks that you push, and they transform. It is available to stream for free on YouTube. Actually, someone posted all the episodes on YouTube. So thanks to that YouTuber who did that. Otherwise, it'd be really hard to see this series. So it is free on YouTube to watch M.A.S.K. That's number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list is Garfield and Friends. This series came out also in the 80s, later 80s, started 88 through 94. This is available to stream on Boomerang, which is owned by HBO. And this is a great series as well. There's 121 episodes total. It's based on, obviously, the comic strip. Garfield is an iconic cartoon character, or character himself. Several movies, obviously live action movies, came out years back, but cartoon's great. And love it, enjoy it. It really fits kind of the comic strip pretty well as well, which are awesome books too. Number 8 on my list is Transformers. This series is available to stream on a service called Tubi. It is free to stream. There are commercials though, so heads up on that. 84 through 87 were the years that came out. 98 episodes total of Transformers came out. Obviously Hasbro had their line of figures, which are still around today, spin-off movies, and huge franchise started in Japan. This is a great cartoon. Love diving into it. The characters were great. The toys were cool and kind of added to the experience as well. So that's number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list is Tinytune Adventures. This is a great cartoon. Came out in the early 90s, 90 through 92. 98 episodes also came out for this series. It was produced by Steven Spielberg. Also want to shout out to Animaniacs as well. It's a great series too. Both are available to stream on Hulu currently. And Hulu just released, speak of Animaniacs, just released a new Animaniacs series, which is, I highly recommend it. They got the original voice actors. The animation's done in the same style as the old school. And they're doing a new Tinytune series as well, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for that. I think it's called Tinytune's University. And they have 2 seasons in the works for that. So I'm excited for the new kind of remake of the series, but the original Tinytunes is definitely one to check out. I remember the cartoon itself. I remember the video games that came out with it for the NES and Super Nintendo and Genesis back in the day. A really fun series. So that is number 7 on my list, and it's available on Hulu. Number 6 is also a series on Hulu you can stream. It just came out last year that you'll be able to stream. It is Thundercats. Came out 85 through 89. It feels like mid-80s is a really iconic time for for cartoons in the 80s. It seemed like every 85 was just a really important year. 130 episodes total. It's a series that I fell in love with. The toy line was cool. They had like a super large enlarged characters. Really cool character development too. It's got kind of an anime flair to it in some sense as far as the animation style. There was kind of a spin-off series that came out in 2011. Those cartoon is also available on Hulu to stream, which I would recommend checking out. But nothing beats the original Thundercats. And supposedly they're going to make a live Thundercats movie. At least it was in the works for a while. I'm not quite sure if it still is. But Thundercats is definitely iconic. Next on my list is He-Man Masters of the Universe. This series came out also in the 80s, 83 through 85. In that short time period, 130 episodes were produced. There was a spin-off series, She-Ra, that also came out 85 through 86. Again, 85, important year. 93 episodes of She-Ra came out. Both these are available to stream on Stars. And so if you have Stars, I recommend checking these out. Again, really important toy line. That was these cartoons back in the 80s really promoted really cool toy lines as well. I think He-Man was probably one, outside of Star Wars, was probably one of the best toy lines in the 80s. And I love the fact that at the end of every episode, they had a kind of moral message behind it, and the toys came out with these like mini comic books, and it was just a really cool characters and stuff. And you can actually stream on Amazon the live action Masters of the Universe movie on Amazon. I think it's free to stream right now. It's not nearly as good as a cartoon. It is a cult classic now, worth checking out. But He-Man Masters of the Universe, good one for sure. Next on my list is X-Men the anime series. This is available. I was super excited. It came out on Disney Plus because Disney owns Fox. It was on the Fox cartoon Saturday morning. This series lasted for several seasons, 92 through 97, 76 total episodes. Animation's awesome. It really follows the comic book storyline fairly well as well. It got me into X-Men, and so when the live action X-Men movies came out, I had a really good kind of foundation to understand what was going on. But the cartoon was cool. They had cool cards that you could purchase with them as well in the stores. I remember Flair made a series of X-Men cards, and just a really cool comic book series, X-Men series, a cartoon. Very cool. In fact, the X-Men arcade game by Konami is based on an episode of this series, and that's a really cool, like up to 6 players at one time. Very cool to check out for sure. So in my list, I had to include X-Men because it's just an iconic cartoon for sure in the 90s. Next on my list is DuckTales. Woo! DuckTales, Disney Plus, 87 through 90 were the years it came out, 100 episodes total. I just want to do a quick shout out to all the Disney Afternoon cartoons that are also available on Disney Plus, including Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears. All those are classic. Gargoyles, and all those are really classic cartoons. But the best of the best for me of those is DuckTales. They ended up doing a spin-off in, I think, 2017. They released a new version of DuckTales, which is good and decent, new voice actors. But the first one, and even the movie, DuckTales movie, is definitely worth checking out. And that's also available on Disney Plus. But one of the main reasons why I got Disney Plus was because of all the original cartoons you can watch. Love DuckTales, the series. Of course, you got the iconic game from Capcom for the NES, both DuckTales 1 and 2. And then later on, there was a remake, remastered version came out years back too, which is definitely worth checking out. So DuckTales, one of the best cartoons, in my opinion, of all time. Next on my list is Batman the Animated Series. This is available on HBO. HBO has a lot of great cartoons. They own, of course, Warner Brothers, which has the Looney Tunes, and there's actually a new Looney Tunes, which is really good. I recommend checking that out. But Batman the Animated Series for a while was on DC Universe. And I had DC Universe for some time, but they merged that. They kind of merged it with HBO. Now they ended up merging it with HBO Max. So check out Batman Animated Series. I think as of like a month ago, is now available to stream recently. This is really dark Batman. It's Batman to its finest. The voice of Joker is Mark Hamill. Again, follows the comic books fairly well, from my understanding. And I just love the animation style of this. The music is iconic. The intro music's awesome. The theme itself. This is Batman at its best. And in my opinion, this is one of the best cartoons of all time as well. So Batman the Animated Series. Number 1 on my list is a show that you can also stream on Disney Plus currently. And it's done by Fox, produced by Fox. It's been, I think, it's the longest running cartoon of all time. You probably know what I'm talking about. The Simpsons. This series came out in 1989. It's still available today. 695 episodes total. So we're approaching 700 total episodes, which is amazing. I think before Simpsons, I think maybe Flintstones might have been the longest running cartoon show. But this is the Simpsons. People will critique it and say, oh, well, it started off funny and then it kind of got, not so funny. But it's, in my opinion, I still watch the newer episodes. It's still relevant. They're iconic characters themselves. Bart Simpson's Lisa, Marge, Homer, Maggie. I mean, everyone knows these characters. Spun off a movie, of course, merchandise galore, pinball machines, everything. Bart in the 80s and 90s would say, don't have a cow, man. And that was kind of his catchphrase. And Homer is saying, dope. That was kind of his catchphrase too, and still is. So iconic cartoon, the best, in my opinion, cartoon of all time, hands down. But I'm kind of curious if I may have missed any. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what your top 10 list is. I'm very excited to read your guys' list. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye.